afternoon, everybody. I want to thank all of you of the Arya Samaj and the audience here to give me an opportunity to stand before you and share my views of how the Vedic teachings have been instrumental, really, in the success of myself personally and in the success of the business, the commercial business that my husband and I founded, and that my family is actually heavily involved in running it from a day-to-day operations. I think all of you would agree that when you view business leadership, you're actually trying to understand what is it that actually drives. So you're actually wondering, what is it that drives, and what is the initiative, what is the inspiration that's behind a leadership that's running a business that's very successful in the eyes of many of us. And the more you probe into it, you're realizing that there is something much more spiritual than mechanical that's actually guiding the principles of running this leadership. As all of you from the Arya Samaj and us understand the different mechanisms that are involved in running a business here, one realizes several factors that are going to be very important, and I'm going to be touching upon many of these. I'm going to be touching upon the practice of Vedic teachings. I'm going to actually begin to develop a concept which is spiritual quotient. So far, in today's day and world, we have talked about intellectual quotient. We've talked about emotional quotient being very important. And a brand new concept that's really one of the guiding principles that one can recognize behind every successful leadership is the spiritual quotient. We will also enhance and understand how business leadership can be enhanced, how business leaders can be developed when they follow Vedic teachings. One of the biggest concepts that really exists for all business leaders is that what is conceived and taught to us is that one should continue to work regardless of the outcome or the fruits. One cannot be designing work processes to believe that these are going to be the fruits, and that's the only way that you're going to pursue that. You might think about that as a pretty irrational concept, but exactly what you do, you of course have to develop a goal in your normal lifestyle. That's you pursue that to completion, taking the concept of not looking at the fruits first, but really continuing to work. One of the key things that you may not very easily recognize of a successful leadership is that a successful leader generally thinks outside the box. And what that means is that whatever is their comfort zone, they're out there trying to come out of that and be able to establish principles that they can work upon, which are outside the normal work processes of a common thinking. You might remember, to be able to review how this is true, you might want to consider many of the leadership that we are all aware of. You're aware of Mahatma Gandhi and his movement of ahimsa. Something so unnatural that we all, even today, try to understand. Why would you offer your second cheek if you're being slapped on one? You're going to look at Martin Luther King, who actually followed very much the principles of Mahatma Gandhi and took the movement of Black liberation to where it is today to be recognized. Again, thinking outside the box. And to top it all, you have to look at how Mother Teresa really conceived of a concept of working without looking at what the fruits are going to really be of her efforts to help mankind. And today she has actually achieved sainthood. If you consider all of these, there are a couple of concepts that you can look at them retroactively. One is that they are thinking outside the box. And second is that there is a driving force that's very spiritual, that's really driving them to be able to achieve things. They may not have been able to tell you that directly, but if you study that retroactively, you're actually going to realize there is something driving this. In fact, Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple Corporation, really was inspired continuously and worked on self-realization throughout his life. And both spirituality and yoga were part and parcel of his lifestyle. He used to repeatedly go back into reviewing those principles and often read books by Paramhansa Yogananda. As I was growing up, actually, it sounds deja vu about your parents telling you how you should be living your lifestyle when you're young. You're really not very fascinated by what are the tenets of success that you should incorporate in your childhood. And I say this because, like all the youth today that is disenchanted with trying to understand what religion is, I have grown and followed the same path. People who wore clothes like yourself, sir, were not the role models for us because they were not considered modern at that time. And that happens to every generation, for all of us. What I want to tell all of you is that persistence through that by parents and persistence through that process, through our society, is what is going to help us develop really the tenets of success for each one of us. How are these Vedic principles important for the success of anyone running a business? It might come as a surprise for you that physical health is extremely important and that almost every CEO that you will come across really has been greatly involved in enhancing their health. Running is something that they routinely do every day. And yoga is what they're incorporating. I was at the talk at the other session there and trying to understand how we can actually utilize meditation and pranayama to be able to have, a calmness in our lifestyle. So again, a Vedic principle for all of us to know how it helps us in our business environment. Ayurveda for a healthy lifestyle. Again, what my mother and dad would tell me about things like turmeric being good for you and so and so and so forth, it was all old-fashioned at that time. And today we are all here extracting components, active ingredients from curcumin and using it in our daily routines. What I'm trying to bring about is that these fundamental values that the Vedic literature, that the Arya Samaj is teaching us, has never been dated. I'm a standing example of having gone through it to tell you that what I thought was dated, what I thought was not cool, is in fact something that has helped me continuously and helps me in my everyday life where I'm using it to be able to run our business. Dhyana for a healthy mind, actually very important meditation. How does that help in being able to develop our discussions and being able to go through discussions on understanding how to run a business between competitors and clients. Pranayama for healthy breathing. Believe me, it may sound so outdated that my dad was doing this for all his life and you would wonder about, my goodness, that's really not very cool. But my dad, this talk is dedicated to my father, really. When he passed away, I think some of you might know, he has donated his body to the enhancement of science. Two of my siblings are medical doctors. And his practice of yoga, his practice of pranayama and meditation had allowed his body to be maintained at a level of purity that is unheard of a lifestyle in Mumbai, where he lived all his life. So again, things that sound so outdated have been so important in how we continue our life and move on with our daily routines in business. Satsang for healthy community. How does that relate to what we do in business? Interacting in a larger environment and trying to understand how we actually bring up our groups, our communities, actually helps us develop those concepts in our business as well. Guru for spiritual mentoring. I want to remind each one of you that the concept of guru, it might sound, is once again not somebody who comes in only at the podium or as a teacher or in saffron clothes that has gone through learning. One has to find a role model or a concept of a guru in people, in lives every day. That is very important to us in our business because you really review that and understand that one has to be grateful to be able to identify those concepts in a guru. Do you see God in people every day? And again, it sounds so outdated, believe me. As I was growing up, my father and the Arya Samaj, how they would nurture these concepts in us. And this is something that I'm beginning to apply in my everyday lives. Recently, a relative of mine has taken ill, and we have found a young lady who's 26 years old, taking care of this relative of mine. Last night, this young girl decided that she was going to spend all night with my relative in a new location where they were going to take care of her. I had tears in my eyes thinking that this 26-year-old is actually a role model, an example of what one should look for. It is such concepts that one has to be able to glean in everyday lives to make a lesson out of gestures and use them in our learning, and which is what Arya Samaj and Vedic principles teach us. We are not looking for God and God's teachings only in the temples. Ashram for healthy retreat. This is important to create an environment of peace and meditation is what it really means. To be able to learn those concepts as you're growing up and be able to utilize them. You can actually utilize this in your own environment in business by having a retreat within your group, taking them to a place and having a discussion to understand how to be able to bring up their morale. Believe it or not, Vedic principles in business may be a concept that we in the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, the Upanishads, and everywhere else, we think that we can actually get lessons out of those. But in reality, there are beginning to be written concepts, okay, where you're actually seeing these databases being developed. The one that you are seeing here has been developed by a professor by the name of Dana Zohar. And she has developed 12 principles to be able to understand how such concepts can help the spiritual quotient of a leader. Some of the other concepts that are important and being recognized in India are in the Goa Institute of Management in their MBA classes. The professor is Tarun Pasricha, who has developed a treatise and a whole program on leadership quotient, the Vedic way, and how does one enhance the spiritual quotient of future managers. If we go through each one of these 12 principles and look to understanding how one can apply to real life situation business, self-awareness, one has to be very conscientious in how we can take our review of the business into the whole community. And next one is responsibility. We're talking of responsible behavior where the community is actually looking up to you, where your business practices really are going to be very ethical. You're looking for spontaneity of interaction, where your reactions cannot be very deliberate, but really taken up as a whole. You're looking up ability to look at the bigger picture all the time in businesses. You're looking at diversity to include the ideas of everybody involved, as we do in Arya Samaj, where everybody is really welcome to be able to pray together. We're looking at fearlessness, looking at humility. As I said, you want to be very grateful and humble in learning from every concept and every example that comes your way. You want to have a very positive attitude all the time. You're leading an organization. And all of the Vedic principles that you've gone through really help you in being able to develop a very positive attitude. Finally, you want to understand what's the purpose that you're really leading that business. In conclusion, I want to say that it might seem a very ironical and an illogical concept that you can actually develop a lifestyle in running a business utilizing Vedic principles. But everywhere you look around, whether it is Lord Krishna talking to Arjuna, whether it is looking at the different Vedas that they are telling you, different concepts and how to be able to really take our day-to-day operations further, you can day in and day out understand principles that can be used to be able to expand businesses. And I can assure you that if you look around and look at the CEOs that are of Indian origin, you look at Indra Nooyi, you look at the CEO from Google, you can look up CEO Nilekani of Infosys, you can understand that each one of these really has been inspired by the teachings and learnings of the Vedic principles. And I welcome all of you to be able to understand how can we take these teachings and go farther in our lives and business as well. Thank you.